Well, season's over. Once again, the Toronto Maple Leafs are going to go golfing. But this time, they're going to golf a little bit later than usual. Hey guys, Aaron Warder here, AWL, presenting you my wrestling and sports channel, laying the smackdown for our sports and wrestling related content. Help me get to 300 subscribers. I just need one away. Fellow Toronto Maple Leaf fans, help me get there. Hockey fans, help me get there. Sports fans, help me get there. Wrestling fans, help me get there. Please make sure to share, like, and subscribe, and comment below. Especially if you're new, subscribe, please. If it's just sports and wrestling, this is a channel for you. I post a lot of shorts, and I get comments on my shorts. I really appreciate it. But those people that comment on my shorts and people subscribe, feel free to come into my streams and videos to comment. You know, I'm always welcome. I'm always welcome for you guys to come in. I'll be very honored. But yeah, so as you know, I'm a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. As you could tell, Leaf shirt, Leaf hat, obviously. And yesterday's game was a really good game, fun game. It was a hard battle game between two teams. One looking to eliminate the other, and one looking to stay alive again. It looked like it was about to be the Leaf season was going to end in regulation, but Nylander gets the tying goal with like 4 or 5 minutes left, and then overtime, Florida finished off the Leafs, and the Leafs are going home in the second round in a hard-fought Game 5. And I gotta say, it was one hell of a battle with the goalies, Wall and Sergei, Florida's goalie. I would say this. I don't think Florida totally outplayed the Leafs most of the series. I'm probably gonna get a little pushback on that if you're watching this. I think if you really look at the series in hindsight, if Sergei wasn't all of a sudden caught fire, the Leafs would have won the series. Because I think in some of these games, the Leafs were the better team. Game 2, they were the better team, except for that minute in the second period. Game 1, if Florida was the better team. Game 3 was just if the goalie stole the series. Their goalie stole the series because I don't think Toronto played that badly. They didn't get demolished by like they did with Tampa in some games. Most of them close games. There was just the problem was there were some little miscues, some little I would say, just basically miscues, a couple breakaways, stuff like that. But in this game, to be honest with you, this game, the Toronto Maple Leafs offense it was easier for them to get their stuff on net than against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay played a tough, in-your-face kind of defense. Florida didn't do that. Florida did on the offense, on the forward check and all that, but they didn't do it on the defense. Toronto was able to get a little bit more. They were able to be more offensive, creative, and all that stuff for Florida. It's just that the goalie was stopping everything. Let's remember, the Leafs haven't scored. They did score 3 goals in like 7 games. And let's be honest, if you can't score more than 2 goals, you probably can't win the series. But yeah, so the Leafs are gone. Now, I'm not gonna bash them. Okay, they made it past the first round, and I feel like this second round, it should have been. It felt closer than the result, if you ask me, the ending result. But yeah, so the question is now, where do the Leafs go from here? Because obviously the problem was in this series, the core 4 did not show up most of the series until basically this game. And in game 4, Marner and Nylander. In this game, you had Marner and Riley, but Riley's not part of the core 4, but he had Nylander scored a tying goal and Riley with the goal. But in game 4, he had Nylander and Marner show up. But Matthews did not score a goal in this series. That's the problem. Matthews he was great in the Tampa Bay series. He was clutch. But in this series, he didn't show up. Tavares was clutch in the Tampa Bay series. He clinched round 1 for the Leafs. But the core 4 did not show up. This $40 million tied up in these 4 players did not show up in this series. Okay? I thought the role players played fine. I love Noah Acciari's game in this series. He was hitting everything. Oh, a wrecking crew out there. Okay? I thought most of the role players showed up, but But you can't always. You mean role players help out, but you gotta rely on your stars, to get the breakthrough for you, right? So yeah, it's now the question is the off season. What do you do with the core four? Do you break it up because it's not working, or you go for it again? And my problem with it again is that you got 2 free agents end of next season, Matthews and Nylander, both eligible for extensions. The cap is going to go up, obviously, but the Leafs, there's a bunch of players who are under restricted free agency this year. Okay? Nylander, Matthews. You got to re-sign Matthews, obviously. He's a center, plays a two-way game, right? That's the number one priority, if you ask me, to re-sign Matthews. I know he didn't show up in this period, not this period, but in this round, but Matthews is still a priority, if you ask me. Nylander, on the other hand, I mean, I like to keep him. Guy got 80 points, 30 to 35 goals, almost 40, 80 points to 90 points this year. I like to keep him, but at least might be cash strapped because they got a bunch of free agents coming up with this offseason. And the key thing, who's going to be the one making trades, drafting, and free agents? Kyle Dubas. Are they going to re-sign Kyle Dubas? Is he going to come back as the GM, the general manager of the Maple Leafs? Why not MOSC, with the Raptors side, they're looking for a new coach, not a new GM, right? So that's different. And MLC is, do they want to go to are they willing to go to a rebuild with the Leafs once again? Or no? Or they want them to go forward again? The Raptors, on the other hand, I think kind of need a bit of a rebuild, if you ask me. But the Leafs, I don't know. Are they willing? Because it depends, right? It depends on ownership. I think they accepted it back then, but for a long time, the Leafs were rebuilding. They're always retooling, and it always failed. But they accepted the rebuild, right? And it's because most of the stuff here is all by most of the players on this team are all by rebuild, draft picks, getting lucky in the drafts. Marner, Nylander, Matthews, 3 years back to back. Nylander 14, Marner's 15, and Matthews 16. Lindgren was a 17. I think that was a good pick in 2017. Right, I'll say this. One of my brightest spots about this series is Joseph Woll. I think Joseph Woll should be on the team next year. I don't think Matt Murray should be on the team, but I think Matt Murray will be on the team because of his contract. But yeah, so they got a bunch of free agents and coming up the season, and we're gonna pull it up here now. Right, it's Dubas can be the one making the call. Right. So I got a bunch of free agents. So here's a bunch of free agents. He got so many unrestricted free agents. Wyatt Wiley's an unrestricted free agent. I like to bring him back because he's so versatile and so valuable, but not at the price. Not more than $7 million, obviously, right? Kerfoot, Kerfoot he's not bad, but I don't think he's not good. He's good at some aspects, but not good at others. I think he's gone. Justin Hall. There's a possible chance he's gone. Justin Hall on defense has been the whipping boy all season. Samsonov is a guy you want to come back, right? You want him back. Samsonov had an amazing season, right? You want him to come back, making $1,800,000 this season, right? This season, my belief is you cannot bring Samsonov back unless you get rid of Murray's contract somehow and pay nothing. Because I think Joseph Woll should be on the team next year. I think Joseph Woll. I believe in Joseph Woll is the future of this team because when I watch him in these playoffs, especially these 2 games, he has the one thing that I think most goalies need, whether they have all the tools and all the skill. The most important thing a goalie needs is composure and not getting rattled. And he did not look like he got rattled. So I don't know, man. Samsonov, I'd like to have him back, but I feel like he's gone. Because I think some teams want to give him off for more money in a multi-year contract. David Kampf, I think they got back cheap, solid 4th guy who could play solid penalty killing, all that, get him cheap. No, Chari I want back. I want Chari back. I know. I want him back. That guy is just physical, plays hard. It's something the Leafs need. Michael Bunting might get a raise because he could produce points. And I know what you're saying about Michael Bunting's antics, stuff like that. But he could produce, right? He could get you 50 points. So you might get a raise over around $150,000. Wayne Simmons, I think, is gone. Luke Schenn, I'd like to get back for maybe 1 or 2 year deals. The same price he's making now, $850,000. Zach Aston-Reese, yeah, I'd like to have him back too. Gustafsson, I think, is gone. Mente is a restricted free agent. I don't know. Jordy Ben, I think, is gone. But yeah, these are all the free agents. So all the major free agents of the Leafs are Ryan O'Reilly, Kerfoot, Justin Hall, Samsonov, David Camp, Noah Chari, Michael Bunting, Wayne Simmons, Luke Schenn, Zach Anthony Reese. I think if I had to bring back which players I would bring back, I'll bring back Ryan O'Reilly. Definitely I'll bring back Samsonov if we can. Noah Chari and Zach Aston Reese and Luke Schenn. But the problem is, well, we have enough cap room because the Leafs only have $94 million in cap. The good thing is they got right. It's now they can make trades. I mean, I want Wall and Samsonov back, but if you're gonna do that, you're gonna probably have to trade Murray and attach a draft pick to Murray's contract, whatever draft pick they have left to Murray's contract, maybe the late first rounder, and pay some of that money where you pay some of it and Ottawa pays some of it. Like, oh no, you can't trust Murray, obviously, right? Man, I don't know if you trade a core four. If out of four, the two I would look to trading, because you're not trading Tavares. Tavares has no trade clause, and he's not leaving Toronto. He's going to waive it. He's going to stay in Toronto. He signed Toronto for a reason. Okay, so if the two I'm looking to trade, obviously Matthews will get you the most value. Obviously, right? Center, who I know he had a down year in terms of goal scoring, but he did still get 40, almost 90 points, and he's a two-way center. He's a center, number one center. Obviously, we get you the most value of anybody here. But I think the Leafs want to keep him. The two I would look to trade is Nylander and Marner. I think Nylander's cheaper, so he might have more value than Marner. But he's a free agent and next season, right? So if you're going to trade Nylander, you better hope the team that trades for him wants him to sign up to an extension. Kind of like the Bo Horvat deal, but I want more than what Horvat got for Vancouver. Yeah, Vancouver. I want more than that for Nylander because Nylander has produced more points than Horvat this season. Okay, if I'm trading Nylander, I'm looking for a draft picks and a player off the roster. Or maybe to top prospects, player off the roster. Like I'm looking for like a first rounder. Okay, I'm looking for a first rounder, or at least a prospect that was a first rounder that's developing well. I want more than a first rounder. I'm looking for some value because if the Leafs are still playing to make the playoffs like a 10, and he's willing to trade Nylander, you can't just trade him for nothing. You got to get some value back, right? And I really like Matthew Knies. I know he got concussed, but I really like the way he plays. He, to me, I'm going to say this. Hyman had a great year. Matthew Knies seems like a more skilled Hyman. I don't know. I love how he plays. I know he's only in a few games, and he has first career goal is a playoff game, so officially it's not. He didn't get a first career goal, but whatever. Kind of like Nick Robertson. But I like Matthew Knies. I think he's on the team next year. He's ready. Big, strong. Goes to the strong on the boards. Can handle the puck and go front of the net. He'd be a big force up front, in front of the net, screening the goalie, deflections, all that. Like JVR at one point was. I like that. They got that. They got a first round pick this year. We know with the Boston's first round pick, it's been moved up from 32 to 28 because Boston got eliminated. So they got the 28th pick in this year's draft. I like that. Okay. Obviously, they could trade it. I think they might trade it because they don't have a lot of draft picks. So they might get like two or like a second rounder and a third rounder for that pick, whatever, because they don't have a lot. They don't really have a lot of draft picks. They trade it all to make a run. Because if they have to rebuild, they probably have to like trade Nylander and Marner. I don't know, whatever. The real question is Dubas coming back? I believe he is. I do believe he is. Dubas is coming back. But there's a lot of off-season questions for this Toronto Maple Leafs. Is the one over? I don't know. We'll see on July 1st, the draft first of draft, July 1st. Talking over the next 2 months, we'll see. You know, despite there not being the playoffs, Toronto is always the talk of the NHL, and whether you like them or hate them, they always are. It's a fact. And we're gonna see, right? We're gonna lead up to the draft. There's gonna be things coming out saying, "Oh, the Leafs are looking to make some moves to, you know, whatever." I do expect something big this offseason because obviously the core four is not working. And I felt like the core four in this round should have had more goals than they should have had in the first round because they had more ice to display their offensive skill, their skill. But they didn't. They just didn't, you know, connect. Use it well. I thought the role players did fine, honestly. But if there's bright spots for next season, it's definitely Joseph Woll. Joseph Woll, the goalie. I think. I know it's so early, but I think he could be a starter in the league. Now, I don't know if he's going to be a superstar goalie, but I think he's a starter in the league. He impressed me in this playoffs coming in for Ilya Samsonov. Joseph Woll needs to be on the team next year. I also think the Leafs need to get a little more physical and need to get a little more faster. I think this team used to be fast, right? But I think they got slower over the years. I think that's what hurt them with some, and especially against Florida, even though they're able to get some zone time. I think they hurt them against Florida. They need to get maybe younger and faster. That's what I think. While I like Achari, he's kind of slow. I like him. Tavares and Wiley are slow. They need to get faster. That's what I think. So if you can find some way to get players that are fast and also get hit, I'm all for that. Please get faster. And please, do more forechecking, please. But yeah, this is a big offseason for the Leafs. They're not rebuilding, but there are going to be some major changes because cap crunching time, man. A lot of free agents with $9 million left cap space, and we got to factor in the RFAs, restricted free agents. So yeah, this could be a big offseason for the Leafs once again. So plenty of good free agents out there. But I don't know if any of them are going to come or any of them will be able to go the Leafs are going to go after. We'll see. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, comment below, Leaf fans, sports fans, NHL fans, wrestling fans. Remember, this channel is for everything sports related, wrestling related. And yeah, take care, guys.